Howdy y'all, JT here with another Roll to Wound battle report. In this battle report, I'll be taking my Maggotkin of Nurgle to Montauk's Games in Pearland, Texas. I'll be facing off against Kel and his Fyreslayers. So, let's get ready to roll. Alright, we're here at Montauk's and we're playing In the Presence of Idols, and we have set up and deployed. I'm here with Kel again.
Hey.
He's got some Fyreslayers this time, and I'm playing with Nurgle. I am deployed out here like this. I do have a few units in reserve over here, and then
I've got a few reserve over there.
Yep. So I'll cover my list real quick. I've got a Lord of Afflictions right here. I've got 3 units of 4 Puskull Blight Lords, and they are in Bounty Hunters. I have 1 unit of Plague Bearers, which is Vets. And Lord of Afflictions, he has the Regrowth, so not the Helm, but of course he does have Stench. Then I have a single unit and another Lord of Afflictions in reserves. Pretty straightforward and simple list. What do you got over here?
I've got 1 unit of Hearthguard Berserkers. They're armed with the Broadaxes, which are, and then I've got my Rune Father. He's my general. He's got the Spirit of Grimnir. So my Urgold runes will trigger on a 5-up instead of a 6-up. I've got 3 Magma Drops. I'm Lofnir, so that they each have a mount trait. The one over here has the mount trait that reduces his damage by 1, and his guy riding him has an artifact that gives him +1 damage and -1, or an additional rend on his attacks. This one right here has a once per game artifact for a 3-up ward save, and he's got the mount trait for increased damage to his stomp. It'll be D3 +3 to his stomp monster's actions. And this one over here has no artifact, and his mount trait gives him his breath attack always hits 5 times at least. So and I've got a Rune Lord over here. He's my just anti-unbinder kind of thing. And then I've got a unit of Hearthguard Berserkers and a Rune Smiter in reserves. So that's my list.
And I outdropped him, and I think that I debated back and forth, and I haven't played Fyreslayers in a while, so I do have the ability to do a pregame move. And if I do the pregame move, I'm pretty much going first, because there's really not, I guess the one move I could make is to put them over on that to hold it. But I think I'm going to do my pregame move and probably just go and just slam in, and then we'll see what happens. I know it's a lot of damage out there, output, but at least I'll be taking the fight to him and not him taking the fight to me. So we'll see how this goes. We'll come back after pregame move and see where we're at. Alright, pregame move is complete. I basically just pushed all the flies forward, and we're headed that direction. Alright guys, so we just ran right through hero phase real quick. I generated 2 CP, generated 5 corruption points. I rolled a 2 on the wheel, which is all units in the locust, so probably the worst you can roll, I think, personally, if you go first. heroic action I tried for a CP, it failed that, and then I basically pushed the whole army up. For a battle tactic, I took against the odds. I auto ran these guys right here to get under that point. So we're going to hold those two. He picked that as the proving ground. There was no way for me to take it, so I didn't drop anything in. I was thinking about dropping guys in just to take it, but since he did that, there's no point. I'm not going to hold him back and really not try for a charge, because I don't think there's a huge reason to try to get him in the mess. But the other units are going to start charging in. I have no shooting in this list, so it's pretty straightforward. Alright, charge phase is done. I made all the charges. Started out with the center unit right here with a short charge in. I ended up, after all the impact hits and saves and stuff, I only did 2 damage, killed 1 model. This other unit here did some impact hits. I got into his Rune Lord, and did a couple wounds there. He saved all the wounds that I did there with impact hits. And then right here, we're fixing to do the impact hits for that. And that is a 1 impact hit at 3 damage on this Magmadroth.
Okay.
And that is the charge. He elected not to overwatch there, so we're going to go into combat.
Yep. There you go. Oh, I got to do monsters action.
All right, so we finished up combat, and here's what it looked like. Magmadroth, through a combination of it, he activated first with his big unit because of
Fierce Counterstrike. So it's a Fyreslayer command ability that gives them strike first.
And then he ended up killing 1 whole fly out of that. Then I activated over here, did only a couple wounds.
He's taken 10 wounds in total throughout the whole.
Yeah, so that's impact hits, so that's the wounds, and that is, disease points.
Yeah.
So the Key Axe guy swung, he did some wounds over there, and the little Ruin Father activated, did some wounds. So this unit of 4 over there has got 5 wounds on it. And with all my attacks back, plus contagion, I was able to take out the big unit and do 4 wounds to him. So we're whittling a little bit. As far as points, I did take 2. I'd hold 2. I hold 1, I hold 2, I hold more. And I get my battle tactic. And I killed, because my 4 flies are the idols. So do I get extra points for idols?
You did not kill an idol unit with an idol.
Okay, because your idols are the
Magmadroths.
Magmadroths. So that's where we're sitting, and we're going into Fyreslayers turn 1.
All right.
All right, coming in after hero phase, Kel, what all happened?
All right, so I started off by checking my Urgolder, and I did the +1 to hit, which is, I think, is Awakened Steel or something like that. I did roll a 5-up, which is my command trait. If it's a 5-up, it gets an enhanced effect, which is, the enhanced effect is +1 attack to everybody's melee weapons. So everything in the list right now, including stuff that will drop down, will have +1 to hit and +1 to attack on their melee weapons. I did Eye for an Eye once I saw that had procced, because these are all at the start of the hero phase, so I can do them in any order. So once I saw that procced, I did Eye for an Eye. I think I can kill something this turn with the Magmadroths. And then, what else? I did cast my Runic Firewall. It did not come in today, so it's not built yet. But this is just my Runic Firewall. My grand strategy is to have an Invocation alive at the end of the game. So that's what this is, hanging out over here in the corner. And so that's where we're at. We're going into movement. All right, pretty easy movement phase. Move the Rune Father out of combat. Move the Rune Lord out of combat. These guys, Bugs Bunnied out of a hole, because that is how they deep strike. They dig out from under the ground. And then we're about to go into shooting, and then, as you can tell, I'm just going to slam into everything. That's going to be the play.
All right. All right, shooting phase is over.
So all the Magmadroths breathe fire at a different unit. So this guy to here, this guy to here, and this guy to here. They did a few wounds. I think they picked off somebody on one of the units, and so they're all down to 3 models now. A couple of them threw their axe connected, but I think we got 1 damage through with axes. So that was it for the shooting phase. Not much else happened.
Let's roll the charges up, sir.
Yep. All right, let's start here. It's a 4. I mean, it'll make it in. Yeah, it'll definitely make it in. It's not a great charge, but...
So I'm going to try my 2 reactions on this. This is the reserve.
And then this guy over here. It's a 7.
Right here.
Right there.
All right.
All right, so let's get this. I'm going to go ahead and do monstrous actions. He's going to roar here. Yes.
Got one.
He's going to stomp here.
Put onto the
Yes. So it's going to be 6 mortal wounds on him because he gets a D3 plus 3. Okay, so you take 4.
That's on the center unit, right?
Yep. So this guy goes to 5.
Uh-oh. This ain't looking good already, man. We're losing flies too fast. All right, so we wrapped up combat.
Yep.
Not the best for me, so what do you got?
We wiped out this squad right here. This is my big guy. He was finest houred. He just took them out to their bleed damage. They attacked him and bled and killed themselves.
Had one guy left with like 3 wounds, and then all the bleed killed him back.
Yeah. This squad is down to its last remaining guy. The Maggotkin's taken 6 damage. He's got some heat on him, and then this last Maggotkin has 6 damage on him as well. He took out 2 guys this turn as well. So we got the tactic. We've got control 1, but we don't control more or 2. So it'll only be 3 points for me this turn. Actually, it'll be 4 points for me this turn because I did destroy an idle unit with an idle.
Yeah, and then I still got to do the disease points, and then I got to look. I lost 2 in one turn, so I might have a battle shock I have to think about. So let's do the disease points, and then we'll wrap that and roll off.
That goes away, but I do still have a 6 support.
All right, very good roll for me on the one Magmadroth because I did take him out. So luckily there, but he didn't get killed with an idol, so I don't get the extra points for that. And then I don't think I did any more wounds. I did 1 or 2. Did I do anything to him?
I think you did 1 to him.
Yeah, so not much going on.
1 to him and 1 to him.
Yeah, so we're going for a roll off right now. 2 to 2. Yeah, I'm maintaining it. So, because I pretty much need to. If not, these guys will come down if he wants to, and just this will get wiped. So, probably got to take it to get some points. All right. All right, so won the priority, got the turn. The wheel turned to basically the number 3, which is roll a number dice equal to the turn. I got 1 extra summoning point, which with all the other summoning points gave me 14. So I will be able to bring in a unit of Plague Bearers. I went eye for an eye because after looking at the chart, basically the only thing, it's my highest. I have 1 that I could probably do and guarantee it, but I chose not to do it because I want to do it later. And I think this one is a pretty high probability, but I still might could fail it, obviously. So we're going to go eye for an eye. Got an extra CP on my general. And, yeah, we're fixing to go into some movement because the hero phase is pretty short. And he finest houred that.
Yes.
Alright, so in my movement phase, ran these guys right here. We popped those guys out. Lord of Afflictions moved up. Kept these guys in because, you know, that's fun. And then my 2 single unit in my Lord of Affliction popped out. And that's where we're at. We're going to go into charge rolls. Might as well charge right here, Lord of Affliction, see what happens. Got a 12. Okay, I'm going to need to look at that because that actually might be nice. And then, so we got a 12 on him.
Yeah, get a 12 and then go into him and then have me kill you.
Yeah, we're gonna. I know with the 3 damage key axe, I'm not really excited to do that. The other Lord of Afflictions, he needs a 9, and he gets an 8. And then the single, he needs a 9, and he gets that. Do I want to re-roll that? I think I will.
Do they have like pistols or something? Oh, you think they'd have like a heavy close combat thing, but whatever.
And we'll try these. The zombies are good. All right, so that's what we did. It's got 1 guy made a charge. There we go. But it was a 12. So
I was like, go for it on the.
All right. So as far as the charges went, I rolled a 12 with the Lord of Afflictions, and I was really looking at trying to bust into his rune father over there, rune smiter, rune guy.
That's Rune Lord.
Rune Lord. However, I did not like that. My general would be hung out to dry next turn. I failed both of the charges with the single units back there. Even one had a reroll. Something of note, I did make a charge with these guys, but I decided not to do it. Alright guys, so finished up my turn. It wasn't the best. I lost 2 flies. I did not complete my battle tactic. I had held out hope for a roll because the rune guy has 1 wound left. Not a great turn. I only did a total of 5-6 damage across the board, and then we're going into Fyreslayers. But I did hold 1, hold 2, hold more, so I did get 3, and yeah, that's where we're at.
Can I get the idle points on his turn?
Alright, so we finished up hero phase for Fyreslayers. What went down?
Alright, so he put his prayer on these guys. That gives them +1 to wound. We did his prayer for a 6-up ward on this Maggotkin. We did the rune of -1 rend. Got the enhanced effect, so everything in my army is -2 rend right now. Or an additional 2 rend. Let's see, what else happened? We finest hour with this Maggotkin right here. And we are doing against the odds to control this point with this little rune smiter here. Alright, let's
going into movement
phase.
Okay, so you wrapped up your movement phase and shooting because it was both very quick. What happened?
Alright, so basically these guys moved forward, the Rune Lord ran away. Actually, I'm going to move him a little bit closer to them. I just want him still on the point. Everybody else stayed in combat. These guys redeployed. Makes them a 9-inch charge to get to them. Other than that, we did some shooting. These guys both breathed them. No damage. Threw some axes. No damage. So it's just going straight into charge phase now.
All right. Charges. What happened?
Runefather got in. Those guys did not get in. That's basically it.
And monstrous actions.
Monstrous actions. He's the improved stomp one, so he's going to stomp on him. Yes. 4. Fat 6. D3 +3.
Save 2.
4 damage.
Yep. Everybody's wondering, I'm trying out for the first time the reroll armor save as opposed to the 4-up ward. So we're trying it out.
If only you had a 4-up ward.
I know. I would have saved 1 more damage.
Told you.
Alright, well, and then he's going to roar on him because he has to. No roar.
Alright, here we're going into combat. Alright, so combat.
This is another 4, so it puts me at 8.
So combat, what happened?
We had these two duke it out. The Maggotkin did 6 wounds to him. He took,
What,
I think,
1?
2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, nothing.
Back, and then this guy killed the other flies, but the Runefather went down. So
Yep. Went down to contagion. We already rolled that up and did all the battle shock. So now, points wise, he held 1 and completed your battle tactic, right?
completed my battle tactic and killed an icon with an icon.
Yep. So, and we're going into a roll off for this turn. 6 to 4.
You got it.
So we're going to continue this to keep it going best I can. All right, guys. So hero phase, I picked Desecrate for the back piece of terrain back there, and I got 8 contagion points, and I rolled and got a CP, healed myself. I did 1 mortal wound with the Iki Batch. So moving on. I'm kind of was excited. Okay, so movement phase. Move these guys up, move them guys around. Lord of Afflictions rolled out. Move these 2 up and summon some Nurglings to hold that point, and then we're going into charges. So we got several charges to go. Let's get this one over here, this big one. Got a 3. That's what I needed.
It's at 3. So I'm gonna leash on them.
Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go in there and roll these other guys back here while he's doing that. And 5 is not gonna get it. I've got the Lord of Afflictions. He's got it on an 8, and then the other single unit, he's going to roll it, gets it on a 5. So we're going to move some guys around, do some Overwatch, and we'll come back and show you what everything looks like.
Your once per game rune
all right,
first.
So got these guys in. He Overwatched, and then I saved all the 2 wounds that went through. These guys both rolled 1s for their impact hit, so nothing happened over there. Kind of bummed out about that. And then he tried to stomp and roar and rolled 1. So we rolled 4 1s in a row for the last 4 rolls we made. And now we're going to activate, and I don't know if it's the best, but I'm going to go here first. He's only got 3 wounds left. I don't think the Plague Bearers can do it, but I just definitely want to try to get as many of those contagion points on him as I can.
Yep.
Alright, so into combat, and basically these guys just went crazy over here. And did a bunch of 6s to get the contagion points up, but he's got 1 wound left. They actually did some damage to him. He swung back. I spiked the 5-up saves crazy, so he only killed 5 dudes. Over here, it was he knocked out the single fly, and I did like 1 wound back or something with the Lord.
3 wounds.
Yeah, 3. So not much. So now we're going to roll the battle shock over here on these guys.
They're good.
And they're good, and I'm not going to choose to re-roll it to try to get an extra guy back. Now we're going to go in. I'm going to do some rolls to see if I can finish off at least one Magma Droth. And that pesky ruin guy.
Start with him. Let's start with him.
We're starting with him right now. At 4. Boom! Finally. He doesn't get the 6-up ward.
You blessed him, right?
No, I blessed him over here.
Oh, okay.
All right, so then right here we've got 6 rolls for that Magma Droth because it ticked up one time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 mortal wounds on the Magma Droth.
All right, you got him.
Got him, and then we'll have 6 rolls over here on the. How many rolls on that Magma Droth?
5.
Plus 1.
Yep.
And he's going to take 3.
Okay.
And that would be the turn. I hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Battle tactic complete because the guys are back.
Well, I mean, if I want to.
So real quick for movement, he moved him out of combat. He moved these guys over here.
And then charged.
And then charged for his battle tactic. He
desecrate
that.
I chose your tree.
And you rolled for and used that ruin, the movement ruin, and you rolled a 1, so you didn't get the extra.
Yep.
And I redeployed here 4, but he still rolled high enough to get in. And kind of debating just picking him up, but I'm gonna make him roll instead.
Alrighty. Quick combat phase, just killed the plague bears.
Yep, took the point, so you hold 2, and you got your battle tactic, so that's a total of 5 this turn, right?
Yep.
And then, so the only thing left is that 1 Magma Droth. I got 1 dice on it, and it does take a mortal.
Oh wait, yeah, it does take it.
It does take the mortal, brings him up how many wounds?
17.
Uh-oh, got 1 wound left on him, but he's got a big block of baddies right in the middle, so going into a roll-off, got a 5.
It's your choice.
All right, I'm going to continue the priority to make my max points, what the plan is. Alright, so my turn. Talked about battle tactics for a bit and just seeing what would happen. Pretty much my hero phase, I tried to heal him and did not. I rolled like a 10 or 11 for his leadership, and I only got 3 summoning points. The will not allow him to run, or it's -1 to run, and you cannot pile in. And then, what else? Anything interesting happen?
Oh,
you can do, yeah.
The wheel's only -1 to run?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't affect auto run.
So then, yeah. For my battle tactic, glory to the grandfather, and I got to kill more of his units than mine are dead this turn. Might not have been the best choice, but we're going to try it because I'm going to kill it. His Magma Droth, my Lord of Afflictions. Doing it! It's been said. Movement. I pulled these guys back as far as I could on this point. So if he does decide to take it, he is expert conqueror, so he can take it just by towing it. But if he wants to come kill these guys, he's going to be pulled way out of the battle, pretty much with them for the rest of the time. I did decide to run him over there and take that other point with the Lord of Afflictions, and my general moved up within 3. So this is where we're at. We're going for a big charge with my general.
10 inches.
10 inches, so.
You want to go right here in between both those?
Negative. We will not be bringing those berserkers into combat. Alright, so that combat was really a lot hairier than I wanted it to be. I charged in and did a mortal wound. I did 1 mortal wound on the charge. And then I did activate, and I managed to get him. Yeah, so he's dead. And he did 2 damage back to me with his fire blood, and I managed to roll a 5 and a 6 to keep my general alive. So I hold 1, hold 2, hold more, and got battle tactics going into Fyreslayers. Alright, so we sort of just wrapped up this turn because it was super fast. What did you take for your battle tactic?
I took the Battle Slayer tactic, Seize by Force, which is at the end of the turn. You can only take it if you are controlling less objectives than your opponent. And if at the end of the turn you're controlling more than your opponent, you get the battle tactic, which I started this turn with 1, I ended this turn with 2, easy battle tactic.
For my heroic action, I healed my general by 1 only. He moved over here a little bit with these guys. Fyreslayers could run and charge this turn, so they made, and I redeployed, but they made an 11-inch roll, so they got in here. Miraculously, I had 1 wound left on my banner, and then rolled a 1 to bring a guy back. So they stayed, and yeah, that was pretty awesome. Now we're going into a roll-off for final turn to see what happens. We're probably just going to talk it out.
Oh, it's me.
He gets it, so we'll see what happens.
They are.
All right, Kel. So he won the roll off, and then we basically just talked it out. He's taken the battle tactic to kill a Galatian veteran with a Galatian veteran, which is 100% doable.
Yep.
And we're not even going to roll for it. And then we've really just looked at my turn and his turn, and since we were tied on points coming into turn 5, he's going to get max points. More than likely, I could get my 5 as well. We're going to tie on points at the end. However, because he achieved 5 battle tactics and I only achieved 4, then he's going to win a minor victory.
Minor victory, just on battle tactics alone.
Yep. It's a super close game, and I think keeping the turn priority stable for most of the game is what kept me in it while I was able to grind. I think if he did win the turn 1 to 2 was the big one, that if he would have won that, it would have been very bad for me for that double attack. Maybe, maybe not. So, man, Fyreslayers hit kind of hard, and Nurgle's kind of tanky, so
yeah.
You see where we're at. I've got 2 models left on the board, and he's got 2 units left on the board. So, good game, Kel.
Good game.
Well, there you have another close game right there. First off, I want to thank Kel. Fun player, good guy to play against. I want to thank Guy at Montauk's Games for giving us some table space to play on. You know, as with most games in AOS, it feels like that priority shift at times can really swing the game. I was able to keep priority through the game until that end, and I think that kept me in the game. I think that kept me alive. However, at the end, he got that priority, and it allowed him to tie it up and win. So, you know, I cannot complain either way about that super close game. As far as tactics, you know, when we set up and I was really looking at maybe giving away the first turn, he wouldn't have been able to necessarily get all of his army into me, but he would have definitely been on the points. And that coupled with the thought of, well, maybe I can just get over there and alpha strike him and take out 1 to 2 of his units, and that'll set me up really nicely for the rest of the game. Kind of able to do that. I was able to take out like 1.5 or so units, but I think that sort of kept me alive. You know, it gave me a foothold in his territory. It kept him out of the points early on, so I think that was probably the right play for me. As far as this list, I'd been playing around with it for a while. I went away from the 1-drop and went into this so I could have bounty hunters. I think it paid off. Obviously, I outdropped him, so it didn't really matter here. But the bounty hunters on the flies have been. When you have an opponent that it works again, it's beautiful. And then sometimes you run into an opponent that it's a waste. So obviously, it's one of those, you know, risk reward things. But I like having the bounty hunters on them because making flies damage 2 against anything is just so beautiful. So, you know, 4-drop is right at that cutoff where if you go 5 or 6 drops, you're not guaranteed to get it all. If you go 4 below, it's pretty close. It's like 50-50. So I'll take that because also the 1-drop, I don't like doing it on certain deployments. A lot of Roll to Wound players headed to Hammerfest, and you know, I'm just hoping to have some fun, have fun 5 games here in Houston. It is the biggest AOS GT here in Houston, and it is the start of the Texas Masters season. So we haven't talked a lot about that this summer since the Masters because we're sort of on a break right now. But you know, I'll be shooting to try to make it back again. I don't think I'll be painting 4 or 5 armies again. I think I'm just going to calm down. Play some Maggotkin until they, you know, I get my Nighthaunt painted. Maybe play some Suns. Ogre's got a book coming out, so we'll just sort of see where the flow of this whole season takes me. But I have been enjoying Maggotkin a lot. It's for me, it's easy. It's a fun army that's just, you know, I don't have to worry about casting 40 spells. I don't have 5,000 different mechanic. It's sort of disease is all I got to worry about a lot. So I just find it's a low stress army to play for me, and I'm going to keep rocking and rolling with them for a while. If you happen to see me at Hammerfest or any of the Roll to Wound guys, give a shout out, say what's up, and I'd love to hear from you. With that said, please let me know what you think I should have done in the comments, or what Kel should have done in the comments to have had a better tactical game. And as always, thanks for watching, and y'all be good.